What's up, Backbreaker Nation? One of the Backbreaker brothers. This is not just towards the Backbreaker Nation. This is all for anybody who plays a simulation football game. You call them sim heads, you call them whatever you want. I'm talking about for anybody who plays football, and that includes EA, 2K, and Backbreaker. I mean, Natural Motion. That includes everybody, whether you play it new, old, whatever. Over the years, if you paid attention to video games, they evolve, okay? And you constantly get a better game than your next game, and so forth and so on. It depends on the company of who you're talking about. Because some developers don't produce a better game the next go round. They either give you the same game, give you some graphics, and say it's a totally different game. When you actually buy it and you realize that it's not. That's one of the things I want to. This is to all the people that either buy EA football games, the EA fans, or EA football fans. I'm not saying EA fans because EA actually makes some good games as far as some of the sports and even some of the shooters and stuff. So I can't knock EA for not being a good company. But one of the things I'm sick and tired of is that even and the thing about it, you have to understand I can't stand Madden. I hate Madden with a passion because I know they've been lying to their consumers for the longest time. And I know that y'all deserve better. Y'all deserve more than that. That goes for Versus. That goes for Madden Nation. That goes for anybody that buys Madden just because. And if you support EA football for just EA football, then for football reasons or because they had a license, it's sad that you buy just for the license because if it's not true to the game as they say, then you're being cheated, regardless if you support them or not. But if you support them regardless, then go ahead, support them. But I'm talking to the sim heads, the people that have actually played football year after year after year after year. Either you play 2K to Madden, 2K all the time, or you play Backbreaker ever since you realized what football games were, or you just picked up a football game for the first time. For those people who've played football before and actually know what football consists of, and if you watch football, that's what it is. You watch anything from Pee Wee all the way to to the NFL, you know what I'm talking about. If you're tired of being sick and tired of buying the same game each and every year, don't go out and buy it. One of the things I can say, shout outs to True Sin Gamer, Hard 8 Times, and the people that spoke that have spoken been real and truthful about how they feel about Madden 12. I have to give them shout outs. I'm not saying to the people that record it and they say, oh, this game is much better than what it is. I'm talking about the people that are being honest. I'm not saying that you're lying if you posted a video and you think that they've actually improved the gameplay. Improved the gameplay or improved the game, period. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking for the people that have played Madden and Madden year after year, year in and year out, and supported EA and getting the same thing or something worse than what it was before. I understand. I made this in my comment. I said the only reason that EA, and I'm not recanting that statement, the only reason EA took out the collision-based system, made it collision-based system, is because Backbreaker was out, and they respected the fact that, damn, wow, this is whether they believe it or not, this is going to revolutionize football games. And they saw competition. I'm not saying that they have the NFL license. I'm not saying that the physics is 100%. I'm not saying that Backbreaker isn't. To me, Backbreaker is one of the greatest football games I've ever played in my life. And I played 2K. I used to play Madden. And my opinion is my opinion. But they saw the fact that they see what you see on the screen now, and they're like, wow, we got to switch up. Other than that, y'all probably would have got the same video game I got last year. Or maybe they were listening to their consumers. In my opinion, they had competition, so they did that. Just like when 2K5 bought out the license. When 2K5 came out and the game was $20, and now the sales, and if you did your research, Madden to 2K went from when it first came out, 2K football came out, it went from every 10 Madden games to one 2K game. And then when 2K5 came out, it was every 2 Madden games to every 1. So they started to feel the crunch of competition. So that was smart on the business standpoint. That was smart of them to buy out the license. That is very smart. But what they failed to understand is that people are starting to notice, and more people, y'all see more and more videos about people talking about how Madden sucks more than anything, because people are starting to open their eyes. It's like Matrix, the red pill or the blue pill. Reality and fiction and nonfiction, I should say that. But people are starting to realize that. And shout out to Hard 8 Times is he spoke the truth on it. He said it's a fun game. If you're competitive and you don't want the same game as NCAA and you don't want things to happen, because I know it's going to happen. I know I'm playing this online and be pissed off. I'm playing it just because of the fun factor. It's actually fun. It's actually fun. It's actually fun. A fun game that's playable to the point to where it's fun to play. But if on a competitive standpoint, he couldn't play it. He wouldn't buy it, and he said he's going to trade in his NCAA 11, NCAA 12 to get Madden for $30, $40. You're not spending $60 on the game. That's how he's going to get the game. If he couldn't get that much of a deal, I'm sure he wouldn't buy it. Because if you watch his video on his Madden review, if he couldn't get a discount on it, I'm sure he wouldn't buy it. And he speaks the truth on it, just like True Sim Game spoke the truth on Madden 12. And that was his truth. That was Hard 8 Times' truth. And people respect their opinions. But they're speaking the truth about a game they've been playing over and over and over and over again for the past 7+ years. And that's starting to more and more people are starting to realize that. So let me give y'all an example. Another thing I'd like to say before I give my example. Me and Truth and Gamer have been shooting comments back and forth ever since he posted his Madden 12 review, and so how he said he's not going to get the game. One of the things he commented on was the fact that I said it's sad. I basically told him it's sad that EA has these problems that they have in the game, and people think you're nitpicking and stuff like that. Mirror images and stuff like that, that's not real game. That's not, I don't care if you're twins as far as how you play football. If one twin is a wide receiver and the other twin is a cornerback, they're not going to mirror each other, regardless if you like it or not. If I showed 2, 4, or 5-year-olds how to play football, they're not going to mimic each other. So, mirror each other. So if you have that in the actual game and it's in the demo, and you buy the game and you find out that it's like that, that's not being true to the game. But anyway, he said that he responded that he's a businessman. He's been a businessman. He tries to strive for better. He don't try to do the same thing over and over again. He tries to basically evolve into what he was before. And he said that that EA is a multi-billion, with the B as in boy, y'all, or B as in backbreaker, multi-billion-dollar company. And for you to get the things that he showed in his video, or the things that other people have shown in their video, for you to get that in the game when you spend $60 for it, you should feel cheated. You really should. That's just like one of my examples I'm going to use is I buy a phone based off of if it's that much better than all the other phones. You had BlackBerry that came out, which was a smartphone. Then all of a sudden, iPhone came out. Then you have Google that came out with Android, which a lot of people are actually converting over because it's more user-friendly. And their features and everything else become better than what it was, from what it was the previous phone. So, like cell phones, let me use that as an example. Cell phones like Android, when you buy a HTC phone, it evolves into what it was before. Like I'm recording this with the Evo. The Evo is one of the best phones that came out until the second Evo came out, or another Droid, or other phones that are competing with it. The second Evo has I don't have the features that is now in the that's now in the new Evo. They have 3D. They have 3D video, 3D camera. They have dual processors instead of a single one. So they're giving you something better. And EA, on their part, as far as the football industry, has not been doing that. you have real-time physics and all these other games, but they can't put it inside of Madden. And I've said it before, I think a lot of people that play EA football, if they're used to doing what they're doing and implement real-time physics in their game, they wouldn't buy it. But at the same time, that make that game so much more better. You have all this stuff done. You even have 2K that's actually evolving, has the #1 basketball video game in the country, or actually in the world probably. And after the first time of making their most recent basketball game, they evolved and said that, look, we're going to put real-time physics, make the physics of the ball real, and make the attributes to where they play exactly like they do in real life. And if you go for a layup and there's somebody bigger, you try to rebound over somebody bigger. They've actually evolved into what they're like. Okay, we're gonna say we're the number one basketball game. Then we're gonna put out something better than what we did before. That's what happens when you listen to the consumer. That's exactly what happens when you're trying to become better within yourself, for yourself or a company. You don't be the same thing that you were before. And a lot of y'all buy EA football just because of the license. Y'all deserve more than that. I told you I hate Madden, but I'm telling you, you deserve more than that. And if you don't feel that and you go and buy $60, you can't complain that the game, you feel cheated. You shouldn't go out and buy a $60 game when they say it's true to the game and you play online or you play the computer, put it on Madden, and it's hard to the point where the AI system is governed and it's not individual AI like it is on Backbreaker, and the computer basically cheats for you not to progress. That's not real football. That's not. That's why in real football, when you have somebody like the Indianapolis Colts that lost to the Texans last year, when the Texans were Indianapolis Colts was far more superior football team than the Texans were. Regardless of the records and stuff like that, based off of their stats and what happened, even though Peyton Manning threw over 300-something yards passing, they still lost. That's true to the game. That's being true to the game. And if you play and you feel cheated, and the same things that you're getting back, if it's the same game as NCAA, or it's the same game from last year, and you still have these mirrored images and all this other stuff that people are posting, you can't complain that when you bought you've been warned. You know, you've basically been warned. People telling you that the demo is basically this actual game, and then you get it, and it is, and you shouldn't complain. You can't complain that you spent $60 on a game, and now you feel cheated. You shouldn't feel that way. That's what I'm telling you. You should not feel cheated when you buy a $60 game. People spending hard-earned money on things, and there's some hardcore gamers out there that wait in line for the game. I understand you do what you do and you love what you do. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you feel cheated when you buy a $60 game, you shouldn't feel that way. A multi-billion-dollar company that makes a game year after year after year and it's not evolving, especially when this one comes out, you should take heed to what everybody's saying and not spend your $60. That's how you put a dent into what EA, and for them to listen, is for everybody not to buy the game. If you want to go out and buy the game because you support EA regardless, I'm not talking to you. But for those people that sim heads that watch football or play football year in and year out, and they've actually see the mistakes that they're making and notices that it's not that much different than last year's, now I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. So don't spend your $60 if you really feel as though you're going to be cheated. And that forces EA to start to listen to their consumers and actually make a better football game. And y'all deserve, in my opinion, any EA football fan or EA football fan or any EA football gamer, y'all deserve that. Y'all deserve not to have the flaws that they do in the game. Y'all deserve, I understand minor stuff, but the major stuff that makes a big difference in the game shouldn't be in the game. For them being a multi-billion, and I say that again, billion-dollar company, and they can fix it if they choose to. But that's just my thoughts, and like I'm going to tell y'all this again, y'all deserve a better game. And if they focus more on gameplay as they do on presentation, the game would be 3,000 times better than what it is now. So You comment. It's not about me getting subscribers, getting the most views. That's what any EA football gamer, an EA football fan deserves. One of the Backbreaker brothers, y'all. Holla.